I'm supporting Donate Life, a charity to promote organ donation. Most people don't realize how important organ and tissue donation is until they are involved. I've only seen a glimpse of it through my brother. That glimpse changed my life. My brother is Nicholas Green. I never got to know him. He died when he was 7 before I was born. He was killed while in Italy on September 29, 1994. After his death, my parents decided to donate his organs, thereby changing the lives of 7 people directly and thousands more globally.
L'Italia, e questo è il Quirinale.
A gold medal as a token of regret and thankfulness. Reginald and Margaret Green were presented with the gift by Italy's president during a ceremony in Rome this morning.
It just seemed so obvious to us. Nicholas had had his future taken away from him. It seemed that that future should be given to someone else. In fact, it would have been a terrible act of deprivation, it seems to me, to have not given that future to someone else.
Italy's special tribute to the family is due to the low number of organ donations in that country.
As well as those 7 people who were helped, there's what's been called the Nicholas effect. Donations by other people have increased, and people signing up with organizations.
The tragedy happened as the Greens were touring southern Italy. They were ambushed by highway robbers as Nicholas and his little sister slept in the back seat of the car. Reginald Green decided to outrun his assailants, who fired several shots. For a while, he was unaware that a bullet had struck his son in the head. Nicholas lapsed into a coma and died in a hospital 2 days later.
He was in perfect health, and he had died. So the real Nicholas wasn't in that body anymore. The real Nicholas was somewhere else, in our hearts and our memories. I mean, I still think of Nicholas 100 times a day in his funny little ways. But that body wasn't the essential Nicholas anymore. So we weren't doing anything to harm him, and we were doing something that could help others.
We brought Nicholas's body home, and we buried him in the cemetery here. We didn't give up anything there. We could have had an open casket. You know, we could still do that.
We had a lady wrote to us who said that she lost her 4-year-old daughter and imagines that she's playing with Nicholas now in a place where there's no violence. A lot of them say things like, this story has given me hope for a gentler world, or that they've, I can't think about them without tears coming to my eyes. They give their children an extra hug before they go off to school in the morning, because they've realized how precious life is. It's been a great surprise to Maggie and me to know that signing the donor card is not enough. And I've mentioned this to a number of people now who are equally surprised. We have all thought that once the donor card was signed, that was really automatic from then on. It turns out not to be the case.
If your family doesn't know that you signed it, in any case, they'll be asked in the hospital. They'll go and the doctors will ask them. And it makes such a big difference to them to know that you signed the card and that that's what you think is the right thing to do. They can feel as if they're carrying out your wishes. One thing about it is that you really only need to do it once. It's not something you have to keep bringing up. It's, you know, once you've made that decision, if you tell your closest relatives, and it can be a simple discussion and saying that that's what you've done, and then they know. And maybe, who knows, maybe they'll decide to sign their donor card too, and it can lead to more, but it's a simple thing to do.
There are 7 or 8 people a day who die in this country for the failure of one organ. What a terrible waste that all seems. There's a waiting list of close to 40,000 people waiting for transplants at any one time, so that although we've seen this in Italy as being a serious problem, it's a worldwide problem. And it's a problem that can be cured, of course.
Since that video, the numbers have continued to go up. 21 people die per day waiting for a transplant. More than 120,000 people are on the waiting list. Being a donor after you die can bring closure for your family. One person's death can restore life to many other people. Last September was the 20th anniversary of Nicholas's death. My dad traveled to Italy, as he so often does, to continue promoting the cause. There was a flood of media attention. Parks and schools are named in his honor. Please, if you'd like to support Donate Life, go to their website or the Project for Austin website and vote for them. But more importantly, consider becoming an organ donor and talking to your family about it. There are links in the description to help you register.